You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. I am Daniel.
I am Clint. Welcome back to another episode of Locked On Bulldogs here on Locked On Podcast Network. Daniel, happy Friday to you.
Oh, happy Friday to you as well, Clint. It feels good. We've made it to another weekend. Selection Sunday, just over 2 weeks away. Clint, we're right there.
We so close. Hey, today's episode is brought to you by Locked On Bulldogs. That's who. It's for fans by fans, guys.
Wow.
If you want to know what this podcast is all
We're
about.
bringing you the episode.
Shocking as it may be.
That's nice of us.
It's nice of us. It is for fans by fans, y'all. So if you want gurus or insiders, look for it someplace else. And when you find it, let us know, because it'll be the first guru or insider on the face of the planet that is worth their weight in salt. They don't exist. There's no such thing. We talk like fans do. So if you're listening to the audio version, download and subscribe. Leave us a 5-star rating on whatever app that you follow us on there. If you're on the YouTube, how y'all doing? Comment, subscribe, get that bell ringing. All them things. So when we roll into the season, you're here with us. There's no such thing as the offseason for Georgia football. We are in this 24/7, right there with you. Today's episode, we've been going through and doing player comps, player projections, and player profiles for new recruits in this cycle. We've done a lot. We just got done with Oscar Delp.
We've done a lot
on Wednesday, which, go back, listen to that.
Very excited.
Today, Mr. Smith, or wide receiver,
Chandler Smith on Thursday. We talked about yesterday. We've done Gunnar Stockton. We've done CJ Washington. We've done Kristen
Miller.
Miller. We've done we've done so many of these big time Mikhail Starks. We've done so many of these Malachi Starks, I should say. So many of these big time recruits. Go back and watch those videos, listen to those episodes. But today, the biggest recruit that we've talked about in this, I'm talking about in terms of physical size. We talking about Bear Alexander today, and two-time, not one, but two-time Georgia Bulldog commit. Because it was so fun the first time that he just decided he going up and do it again, and you love to see it as a Georgia fan. Let's talk about Bear Alexander, one-time Texas A&M commit in the middle there.
How's that going?
Texas A&M thought they had him. Thought they were going to get him.
By the way, if y'all don't realize, the storyline at Texas A&M right now does not involve Jimbo Fisher being fired for breaking all them rules in 3 years. You haven't been paying attention.
Crab legs. It's the crab legs. It's always going to be the crab legs.
Always.
So, what do you love, Clint, about this kid, Bear Alexander? What excites you the most?
What excites me the most? So let me try to put this in football terms. Is hard sometimes. Not a lot of us played in the college level. Put it to your favorite cousin that shows up at a family reunion. Okay? It's the most beloved cousin in the world. People love them. They cherish them. They talk about them all the time. In Seinfeld, it was cousin Jeffrey. That just all the time was talked about in the parks.
He worked for the Parks Department. He worked for the Parks Department.
The Parks Department. And Jerry was always in the shadow of cousin Jeffrey.
Why didn't you say hello? Hello, Uncle Leo.
Look, what excites me about this guy is that he profiles. It's an easy profile. It's the easiest comp in the entire world. It's the easiest parallel to one Jordan Davis, one of the most beloved Bulldogs ever. Okay? And here's what I love about this kid. What I love about this kid is that he doesn't shy away from this at all. It's like Branson Robinson, who just says, you want to do Nick Chubb? Sure. I don't care. I'm me. I'm going to do me. And if I have a family connection, if I look like the kid, if I run like, so be it. Bear Alexander, what excites me is that Jordan Davis is alive and well at UGA. The memory of him will live on. This kid is gargantuan. He plays a technique. He plays a style. He's very, very fast and quick with his hands. Got like lead in them knuckles as he punches first punch, which you want out of a 3-tech. You want it as a 1-tech, something like that. You want those big time, and he has them a great deal. What excites me is this kid comes in, and he is another relatable person to one of the all-time damn good dogs, and he's not shying away from it. As a matter of fact, he's loving it, and he's going to come in and he's going to make his own niche within UGA. I like kids like that. I like kids that have that mentality. It goes a long way, Daniel.
Yeah, it absolutely does. I love that you bring that up because the truth of the matter is he's not Jordan Davis, and that's not going to be either of our comps. I suspect strong suspicion. Yeah, because he doesn't comp out like Jordan Davis does. So that's not
this just in. No one does,
but he doesn't shy away from the spotlight. And he's ready to be Bear Alexander at the University of Georgia. And that's what you want to see. He could have gone anywhere else that he wanted in the country, but he came home. He came back to Georgia. And I'll tell you the thing that excites me the most about this kid. And it's not his technique. It's not his size. It's not his physicality. It's not his attributes. It's not his tape. I'll tell you the thing that excites me the most about Bear Alexander. And his name's Trey Scott. That's what excites me the most about Bear Alexander, because in comes this kid, and he is going to the school of Trey Scott. And let me just explain to you in case you need some explaining. The school of Trey Scott is where anyone can come in and elevate themselves into a first-round draft pick, because that's simply what this man, Trey Scott, does. And just look at Jordan Davis and Devontae Wyatt, both projected in the top 35 picks of the NFL draft. Okay? That's the last I've seen Devontae Wyatt projected number 35 overall.
I don't know where Devontae Wyatt's going to go, but I promise you this: whatever defensive coordinator gets him is going to send Valentine's roses to the GM every single year following.
These guys are 2- and 3-star through and through type players. Did not get a lot of accolades coming out. Now, we're going to talk about next segment. The defensive line room is loaded. There's a lot of talent in there. But all this man needs to do is come in and learn from the teacher. You understand? Just come in and listen and take notes and do the work, because Trey Scott knows how to get you there. That's the thing that excites me most about Bear Alexander and all of these defensive lineman recruits.
Daniel, do you know how many first-round draft picks this defensive line for Georgia could have in a few short months? First-round draft picks in this defensive line for this coming draft.
Lot.
Guys, Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Davis, Trayvon. It's insane to think about. If you're an athletic, toolsy defensive lineman, there is no other place you want to go than the school of Trey Scott. That's it. End of list.
Listen, Matt Luke, by the way, next segment, we'll give it like a 10-second Matt Luke update.
Okay.
Sound good?
That sounds great.
And then we'll talk about when Bear Alexander is going to see the field.
All right, but first I want to let you know about Run Your Pool. Daniel, do you know how many weeks we got until March Madness?
2 weeks till Selection Sunday. 3 weeks till the tournament starts.
Ooh, 3 weeks away.
It's actually only 20 days. It's actually only 20 days, not that I'm counting. And if you count the first 4, which you should, it's only 18 days until the first day of the actual tournament, first 4 in Dayton. We're back on locations. It's not all in one place anymore. Like, we're back in the individual. I just talk about it.
Look, if you haven't started thinking about it, you need to. Daniel's already thought about it. I've already thought about it. We made the comment the other day, Georgia basketball is a dumpster fire, but the whole college football or college basketball landscape is gorgeous, guys. It is like a manicured lawn on Amen's corner. It's really good right now.
Hmm.
Are you going to go with the usual way that you do this every single year at March Madness? Or are you going to go with the best? And that's what our people over at runyourpool.com have done. They've done their homework and they're running brackets. They have standard brackets. They offer also games like Survivor or Pick Six, Picks X, both really fun in their own way. They have options to edit scoring. I don't know if you understand what that means. That means it's very important for some seeding. And they offer more intel to make your picks, all the stuff you won't find at ESPN or CBS. You got a business, they can also help you make that magic happen with all of your employees. Plus, they offer white glove customer support, customer branding, and one of the easiest 3-minute setups you'll ever find. If you want to play against us for a shot at cash prize, join us at runyourpool.com/locked-on. And while you're there, create your own pool for your friends and family. Enter Pure Madness at checkout for $10 off your custom pool. All the rules and details will be available. That's runyourpool.com/locked-on for your chance to win cash prizes.
Clint, let's talk about Bear Alexander and when he's going to see the field for Georgia. First, we should mention we haven't talked about it on the pod because to me
we should talk about Built Bar before you talk about Matt Luke, though.
Oh, we should.
We should.
I thought we were talking about Built Bar next.
Nope, we're going to talk about Built
not
right
after.
now.
We're just talking about him now. God, where's Michael Smith? Listen, Michael Smith. This is his fault. Built Bar, though, is it no fault. Built Bar is the tastiest protein bar on planet Earth. They are high in fiber. They're low in sugar. They're high in protein. They are delicious. They're keto approved. They come in a wide variety of delicious flavors. The fruit flavors are fantastic. There's a dark chocolate raspberry flavor. There's an orange cream flavor. All of them are absolutely delicious. Caramel flavors, chocolate flavors, whatever you want, Built Bar has it. It's the protein bar that tastes like a candy bar. Right now, you go to BuiltBar.com, enter the promo code LOCKEDON15. That's LOCKEDON15 at BuiltBar.com. You will get 15% off your order. That's 15% off of any number of Built Bars that you want. Clint and I have tried every single flavor and can confirm that every single flavor is, in fact, delicious. That is not me reading off of a sheet. That is me telling you that I think they taste delicious. BuiltBar.com, the tastiest protein bar on planet Earth.
All right, now we can talk about Matt Luke for a quick 10 seconds.
Get out. Just talk about Matt Luke, Clint.
Here's the deal. Matt Luke, damn good dog. Glad you were there. We talked about him being another alpha in the room that could go ahead and push Kirby a little bit more. He was a guy that commanded respect. He was another head coach on the sidelines. We are glad that you were taking time to be with your family. And listen here, every other fan base, I know you don't believe it because your coaching searches and your coaching staff doesn't do this, but Kirby alluded to this long ago. Guys want to be with their family. Matt Luke wants to be with his family. There's nothing else here. He's not running anybody off. This is a win for everybody. Matt Luke's word said it himself, and we're going to go and hire whoever it is that's going to be there is going to be fantastic. But Matt Luke, damn good dog. You won a natty with an offensive line that we thought did exceptional, all things considered, to the injury, to Tate, to moving Jamaria all the way around, making him a left tackle when he shouldn't have been, putting him at left guard where he's going to be an all-pro one day. Damn good dog. Glad you were here with us.
Why is anyone freaking out about this? The signing day's over. We're going to get any coach we want to come in here. We're going to steal him away from another place, which is going to be a real problem for them, but not for us. I just don't. For us. People making a big deal about this. Matt Luke, make a good choice. Go spend time with your family. That's fine. Doesn't hurt Georgia. Doesn't hurt him. Good for him. All right, Bear Alexander, Clint.
Yes, sir.
A lot of talent on the defensive line. We talked about this when John and I talked about Kristen Miller. Is Bear Alexander going to see the field this year? That's the question.
It's going to be hard because I think his biggest competition is going to be Stackhouse. Stackhouse is a comp that's just up his alley. They play interior. I think it's going to be hard, especially in the SEC. You have to be a freak. We've seen other young guys not get their footing until later on. He has a chance because he's so gifted athletically with size. But I don't think we see much playing time out of him. I don't even know if he gets on the travel roster when we go up to places, Daniel. I'm not expecting a lot out of him this year. There's no knock on him. He hasn't been playing a lot of football. Again, like Smith over on the offensive side at wide receiver. I think that hurts him a bit. I think the defense is complex. I think the defense also, we saw Jordan Davis struggle a little with conditioning, as many attested to, but not a great deal. I think the speed of the SEC and the pace of this defense and the relentless nature that Kirby demands, I anticipate next year being a big, big year for him, but I don't expect much out of him this year.
I don't expect a ton out of him this year. But he will see the field. He will play this year. There's no doubt in my mind that he will play.
Okay.
This year. I don't know that he's going to play very many meaningful snaps. And I do think this can happen sometimes when you recruit really well at a position. And Georgia has recruited really well at defensive line. But then you have some transcendent, otherworldly, entrenched players who stay a couple years, even players who come back when no one really expected them to come back. Hashtag unfinished business, Jordan Davis, Devontae Wyatt. When you have guys like that, what that does is it creates this log jam, right? Because last year should have been the year that we saw Zion Lowe get all the reps, get Stackhouse, Nazir Stackhouse, get all the reps. Last year should have been the year that we saw a lot of these guys play next to the likes of obviously Jalen Carter and Trayvon Walker, etc. So, but they didn't get as many of those reps. And so what tends to happen as a fan is you might forget about those guys. You might kind of move on in your mind from some of those guys on the defensive front. And then all you do is look at recruits. And you look at a guy like Christian Miller, you look at a guy like Bear Alexander, and you say, well, these are two defensive linemen that can really help the Georgia Bulldogs playing defensive end and defensive tackle. Bear Alexander playing more of the interior defensive tackle position. It's important that we don't forget that these guys that are in front of them were recruited just as highly, and they are there for the same reason, and they have all the experience. And that experience, even though you and I don't sit there at practice every day and run plays and sit in the film rooms and sit in the meetings, but these guys do. And Trey Scott and Kirby Smart care a great deal about that. And so I don't think you're going to see a ton of Bear Alexander this year, but I do think that he has a very, very high ceiling, Clint.
Ooh.
And we're going to get to that in the next segment here, right after we talk to you about betonline.net. BetOnline, your online sportsbook expert. We've been telling you about them all week. We've been telling you about them for months. That's because they are the official sportsbook partner of the Locked On Bulldogs podcast, and they're the only place that Clint and I trust to place all of our wagers on college football, college basketball, the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, golf, bowling, cricket, rugby, whatever the sport of your choice is. BetOnline.net has it. Online, the desktop site, the mobile site, wherever you prefer to go. They are safe, quick, easy, reliable, and efficient. They have every bet that you want to make. They have every player prop. They have every over-under spread parlay, money line, whatever you want. They've got it. And right now you go there, you enter the promo code Locked On. You get a bonus on your initial deposit, which is free money with which you can wager. Get yourself set up for March Madness. Get yourself set up for the PGA Tour really getting cranked up this year. And be ready. The NBA playoffs are coming. BetOnline.net, your online sportsbook expert.
Daniel, you talked about high ceiling. So this comp is going to be somebody that's a Ndamukong Suh type comp, I'm imagining. Daniel, who Who's your comp for who Bear Alexander may wind up becoming? Go for it.
Listen, Nagurski Trophy, Outland Trophy, the Lot Trophy, the Lombardi Award.
These are
he's the only player in college football history to win all four.
Well, guys, here we go.
All right. His name is Glenn Dorsey. And he used to play football for them Tigers down in Baton Rouge. He is the most freaky defensive lineman I could ever remember seeing play college football. And he used to just destroy people on the inside of the defensive line. Now, Glenn Dorsey is actually a little bit smaller than Bear Alexander. But I do think that's only a representation of the way that the landscape of college football has changed since 2007 to 2022. And so I actually think I don't know if this makes sense, but I think comparatively speaking, they're about the same size because all of college football has gotten bigger since 2007. And so I think Glenn Dorsey played the same type of technique. He played the same type of football that you're going to see from Bear Alexander in 2022. Now, listen, this is a high bar. This is a high ceiling. This is one of the best defensive players to play in the SEC in generations, Glenn Dorsey. If you don't remember, go back and watch some tape. He used to absolutely just dismantle fools. But the combination of speed and strength and the ability to strike on the defensive line and make plays in the run game, make plays getting after the quarterback. Glenn Dorsey was an animal. He was absolutely unblockable, and he was a huge part of some dominant defenses at LSU.
Wow, Daniel. I remember just watching games and the back of the jersey you just saw that last name Dorsey, and like the camera just follow him because wherever the ball was going, he was going there. Like he was an absolute disruptor in every single. That's big, Daniel. That's big. I'm going to give you somebody else. Now, I don't know if you're going to like this comp just when you hear the name, but if you watch film on this game, this guy, and I've watched film a little bit, and it's the younger stuff, it's not older stuff, but I think if I could just understand what scouts are saying about him. You remember Poona Ford for University of Texas?
Okay, I remember.
Okay. He was 6 foot if he was any. I mean, this guy was under 6 foot, probably 3'10", 5'11", 310, very, very short, very sweaty. Beyond disruptive, however. Beyond disruptive, shot gaps very, very quickly. If you watch games for Texas, he was the only defensive player that was flashing because nobody played defense at Texas for the last 15 years of college football over there. But he flashed on that defensive line. When I found out he was under 6 feet tall, I thought that's impossible. That guy must be 6'5", 350. He is just a giant man. 5'11", 310. I think that He's in the middle of the defensive line. He's on the Seattle Seahawks now. He was a disruptor. He was quick. He was fast. Because he's not Jordan Davis. Again, people need to get this in their head. He is not Jordan Davis, y'all. Okay,
He's not.
Poona Ford was a guy that could split the gap. He could shoot. He was a disruptor in the backfield. He was a quick 3-yard sprint kind of guy that just disrupted. That's who my comp is. And again, if you think that's a slight on Bear Alexander, go watch college film of Poona Ford. This guy has no business playing football, and Bear Alexander has the size combined with that skill, and I think it's going to be incredible. That's my comp. Dorsey, though, that's high praise, Daniel.
Listen, I like this kid. I like him a lot, and I just love the influx of talent on the defensive line. I say this all the time, but the way Georgia's recruiting right now on the defensive line, and again, Trey Scott, take all that money that you just got in that raise and go ahead and spend it because you get another raise next year. Let me just tell you this. This man gonna keep getting raises. Okay,
Mrs.
Pay
Scott,
this man.
go buy whatever necklace you had picked out.
Pay
Go
this man. Okay, Trey Scott doing all that work. Clint and I will be back next week. We got a whole another week of shows that we're going to get to. We got a lot of stuff to cover. Thanks for joining us this week. Subscribe to the podcast on audio. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. Tell a friend about the show. We love having you, and we will talk to you guys next week.
See you.